Welcome to She Wears Boldly. I am your host, Dr. Debra. Today, we're going to be diving into the stories of extraordinary women who are rewriting the rules, shattering expectations, and refusing to fade into the background. Empowered women say no to being defined by their challenges in a world that tries to silence and sideline them. She Wears Boldly celebrates the remarkable journeys of women who have transformed their struggles into stepping stones to success. So grab your coffee or tea, settle in, and get ready to be inspired and fired up. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Debra, and this is She Wears Boldly podcast. You got me for another week. Then we'll be bringing some more people in. And next week, we have a special episode for Thanksgiving. I've asked all the podcasters out there that have been over the last few months to give us a little 2-minute thankfulness. So you definitely want to tune in for that. Today, what we're going to be talking about, though, is the holidays. With the holidays coming upon us, as women, we always know we get stressed. There's a lot going on. We know in the past there's been problems and emotions and a lot to do. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that and what it can look like, and some things that you and me can do different this year. You know, for some people, it's full of lights, cozy nights, and family time. But let's be honest, for most of us, it's stressful. It's hard. And that takes away from the joy that we could have. So we've been talking about, over the last few weeks, empowering ourselves to be our authentic self and to put ourselves out there, even when it's difficult. Well, this is probably one of the most challenging situations you're going to have to actually apply some of the things we've been talking about. I know it's going to be hard for me because they always call me the Queen of Christmas, and I'm always that perfect gift, and I put a lot of work and a lot of stress into it. And sometimes parts are fun and some aren't. And we're going to talk about how to handle that and deal with the different pressures that we're going to get. You know, like I said, sometimes we think it's perfect gifts, it's perfect family gatherings, perfect outfits, photos, decorations, and food that make a holiday a holiday. And here's the actual truth. Perfect's not really should be our goal. Being present should be our goal. And so we got to kind of let go of that perfectionism that we think that Christmas should be. Because you see, being present as our sonic selves and being able to actually enjoy the holidays is a goal that we should all be ready to take on. So there's a couple things before we can start making the holidays great. We have to look at what great even means and challenge what we think great means. What do you want more of this season? What would empower you? I know what I want less of, and I'm sure you do too. Drama, overspending, obligations, and saying yes when I actually mean no. And all those things are hard to do. We do tend to overspend because we want to get that perfect present for everybody. Well, I have 5 kids and 14 grandkids, so that's a lot. And it takes a very challenge to do that for me. And I do enjoy that part. I really do enjoy finding the perfect gifts for people. But sometimes I can get a little overwhelmed, particularly this year when I've been doing, and last couple of years actually doing a lot of speaking. Now this year I've added podcasting and putting out books. I'm finishing my third book, trying to get my first two promoted. And there's just a lot going on. And so I'm going to have to myself stop and take a better look at what I can do to make this Christmas season a little bit different and yet still keep some of the things that make me happy and the family happy. So instead of this long list of goals, we need to pick 1 to 3 words that define our holiday. And some great words would be joy, connection. Connection is so important, connecting with family members in a positive, in-depth way are more important than any gift. That's going to live longer than any gift that you can give. Gratitude and my favorite, fun. Yes, we need to have fun. Holidays should be about connecting and enjoying each other. Holidays can bring up a lot of family tension. We all know that, right? Yeah, things happen. We get the family together. It doesn't always go smooth, does it? Well, this is where we have to do something that also is hard. And we've been talking about this the last few weeks too, set boundaries. We need to just set boundaries, maybe have a list hacked up, maybe have a conversation with everybody before it gets started. Of course, it's not going to happen the first year you try to do this, but we can work towards that goal from this holiday season on. We have to set boundaries for ourselves. Remember, boundaries aren't selfish, particularly when they're boundaries we're setting that keeps us healthy, keeps us strong. And we don't want to be exhausted after doing all the holiday stuff. We want to actually feel, oh, that was nice. That really fed me. That fed my soul. And there's nothing wrong. It's not selfish to do things that feed you and feed your soul. Because when you're happy, you're going to spread that to everybody else. When you're nervous, when you're pressured, when you're trying to run around like a crazy person, and believe me, I have done that too many holidays, we're actually setting the pace for everybody else. And we need to really think how we handle things. Drama, definitely. We need to get those kind of conversations out. And we need to do things that maybe group night, like we tend to play games and have a lot of fun with that. You can do a movie night, maybe your favorite movie, whatever it is for the holiday season, or just put on Hallmark. Take a walk if it's not too bad, or drive to those lights. We like to do that too. That's a lot of fun. And have a gratitude moment. This is something we have done in the past, particularly at Thanksgiving, where we go around the table and ask everybody, including the children, to say something that they're grateful for this year. And if you don't do that, it's really something, even though everybody's waiting to dig into that turkey or ham or whatever you have, it's a great moment to create. Gift giving. Let's talk about gift giving. That can be stressful. And remember that holidays aren't just about money, particularly since a lot of us are kind of stressed lately. There's been a lot going on and everything's so expensive. Creating moments, special moments, creating connections are so, so important. And you can give to neighbors and friends and even family members. Maybe offer to babysit their kids if they're near. Things like that doesn't say, I'm going to give you a card and it's good for 3 weekends or a weekend or whatever. It doesn't cost anything, but it can give relief. Or I'll babysit this many times. It was something I used to do when I was real poor, is I make up coupon books for everybody. And they could turn in the coupon book. For the kids, it was things like, we're going to take a bike ride, or we're going to go to the gym and swim, stuff like that. Coupon books are an excellent idea to give. And really, you're giving your time to someone. I mean, granted, you may need to negotiate that, because if you're working a job or something, you're going to have to negotiate that time. But coupon books are amazing. I really, really love that idea. And like I said, they just cost your time. It's not expensive, and it's a way to give something. Um, just love that. Okay, for a lot of us, holidays can be hard. And for our friends and family, it can be hard, particularly if there's been a death in the last year, because this is the first time you're going through that. And I know many of us out there have gone through that holiday where everything just doesn't feel the way it used to. It's hard. It's really hard. And we need to be sensitive with each other on that, but also sensitive with ourselves. If we're grieving, or we've had a loss over the year, or we're dealing with health issues, it's okay to cut yourself a break. It's okay to tell people how you're feeling. You don't have to be a downer. You can just be simply, well, I just had this surgery. I can't do these things this year. Can somebody step up? That kind of a thing. But allow yourself that space. You don't have to force being excited and happy when you've lost somebody close to you. It's okay. It's okay to have that sadness. And as a family, maybe you can join together with that and comfort each other. Find a way to make that not everything it's about, but a part of who you are, because things change and life keeps going. And so we need to be sensitive to ourselves and to other people in our families about things that they're feeling and they're going through. So really, the other thing, self-care. I know I talk a lot about self-care. Self-care is important. If you're going to help anyone else, remember the thing coming down and putting the oxygen mask on your face before you put it on everybody else's. Well, self-care at Christmas can get lost in the buying, in the cooking, in the wrapping, and the getting the holiday parties and running around like crazy, because we lose that self-care. We got to remember still to take care of ourselves. It is so important to do self-care, particularly as a woman, because remember, we tend to take on everything and do everything. So scheduling some self-care in is good. Maybe it's taking a long bubble bath on a really cold evening and just relaxing with a book, taking a nap when you need it. So self-care doesn't go away just because the busy holidays are coming up. In fact, the busier your holidays are, the more you have planned, the more you need to have those special moments of self-care, of taking care of you, so that you can show up in a strong, positive, excited way for the rest of your family and friends and organizations that you go to parties with. But you can't do it if you're exhausted. You can't do it well if you haven't taken time to do that self-care. There's nothing wrong with self-care. I don't know how many times I can say this. And I say it a lot because for women, this is something we put on the back burner. If something's going to go, it's us taking care of ourselves. And that's just so true. And another thing, we don't have to have these big parties, moments, and stuff. It's okay to keep it a little low key, particularly if there's been some changes in your family that are difficult. It's okay to keep it a little low key. And it's okay. Are you ready to say no to events? Maybe you have 6 different things, you know, and maybe you got to be at the work event and you want the family around you, but you don't have to do every organization's event. You just don't. I'm giving you permission to do what is comfortable. Don't drive yourself in the ground going to this party and that party if it's not a requirement. So it's okay to say no. Remember, we've been practicing the word no. Well, we're going to continue to practice the word no. No to things that drain us. No to things that don't lift us up and help us to become the people and the women that we're supposed to be. Another thing is honoring your feelings instead of hiding them. If you're like, particularly if you're grieving, because that's so hard at the holiday season, so hard. It's okay, honor that inside yourself. You don't have to go around crying and upsetting everybody, but honor it for yourself and have some private moments where you just let that flow out of you and you just embrace it. I'm giving you permission to do that. I like to give permission because sometimes we need to hear somebody say, it's okay, go ahead and do that. And if we're stressed because we're just doing too many things, it's okay to have that moment where we say, okay, I'm stopping now. I'm going to take a bubble bath with my favorite beverage and I'm going to relax this evening and I'm going to rebuild inside of myself that spirit. Maybe it's binge watching some Hallmark, whatever it is. We do like binge watching Hallmark in our family. That helps you to relax, take care of yourself so that you can be there for other people at other times during the holiday. Um, Honoring your feelings, definitely. Make some new traditions. If the old traditions are driving you into the ground, it's okay to make some new traditions and say, this year we're going to try this, particularly as the families are going along. And yes, the grandchildren maybe are getting older, the kids are getting older. You're going to have to do some transition and add some new things and some fun things and things that you want to do. So be in charge of that. Don't just say, everybody, what do you want to do? Think, what can I handle that I'm going to set up? And what would make me feel Christmassy, feed my spirit? That's all a part of it too. Um, it's okay to be what you think is selfish, but remember, we have talked and talked, and even today we've talked about it. Taking care of yourself allows you to be there for other people in a more powerful way. If you don't take care of yourself and you don't do things that build yourself up and make yourself calm and relaxed and happy, it's going to come out in a negative way at the wrong time during the Christmas and New Year's holiday. It starts at Thanksgiving and it just keeps going. But if you're so exhausted, if you're so stressed, it's going to come out in a negative way. And then that's way worse than you pacing yourself and doing things that renew you and taking care of yourself. So holidays, they don't have to be perfect. No. To be beautiful, they don't have to be perfect. Um, It's okay if we have to put the turkey back in. This happened to me. New house, different oven. Had to keep putting the turkey back in because it just didn't cook. And then I found out my oven was at the wrong temperature. It doesn't have to be perfect. Things go wrong. It's okay. Make it do. Make it work. It's all right. Relax. Don't freak out because something didn't happen in that perfect dream world that you think it should. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay for something to go wrong. Just take the steps to correct it and put a smile on your face and laugh and make a joke if you have to, and everybody else will relax because it's when you get tense, when you get overwhelmed, other people start to buy into that tenseness and overwhelmness. Um, These are just a few tips. I know you probably have some of your own. If you want to, please, shoot them to me and I'll make sure they get out there. Next week, we will be doing a special Thanksgiving. Like I said, I'll be having people who have spoke before. I've asked them for a 2-minute thank you video. If you want to add one, go ahead, shoot me a 2-minute one. You know, tape it on Zoom and send it to me because it's about thankfulness. It's about gratitude. But always remember, she wears boldly does not mean that you overextend yourself. It means actually that you take on the self-care, take on the positivity, take on your true authentic self. That's what She Wears Boldly is about. And there's no replacement for doing and becoming who you were meant to be. Well, this is Dr. Debra, and this is She Wears Boldly. Look for our episode next week. I will be starting doing podcasts again. I'm back from England, and I have a bunch set up for this week to tape. And so we'll be introducing some new people as we go along here, and it's going to be very exciting. So I want to thank everybody, and I want to say have a great day, a wonderful life, and don't forget to do She Roars Boldly. Thank you.